Nathan Leung used to be one of the first faces visitors would see at the headquarters of HSBC. The 38-year-old worked in guest relations at the Hong Kong bank, employed by an outsourcing company the bank uses. After he joined a general strike as part of the anti-government protests earlier this month, he says HSBC told his company not to give him any more work in the bank. HSBC denies that.
I know that three-fourths of the business of HSBC is actually located in Chinese mainland. So it shows that they really cannot to say no to Chinese dictatorship. So then more and more employees will become silenced under the great pressure.
Other large companies heavily reliant on China for business have cracked down on employees who openly participate or support the protests. Cathay Pacific Airways flies many Chinese passengers and needs China's airspace to operate. Hong Kong's major airline has been seen to bow to political pressure from Beijing. Its chief executive resigned, and some employees who took part in protests and talked about it on social media have been fired. Some companies that have sided with Beijing are direct targets of the protesters through boycotts and vandalism. In the latest Sunday protest targeting shopping malls, demonstrators forced a restaurant to close. The chain's founder told the UN Human Rights Council radical protesters don't represent all of the people in Hong Kong. It's not just locally based businesses feeling the pressure from Beijing. International clothing brand Zara issued a statement on Chinese social media supporting Beijing's one country, two systems after a newspaper asked why some of its Hong Kong stores were closed during the general strike. Some economists see this pressure from Beijing on businesses in Hong Kong as inevitable, part of the ongoing process of the mainland trying to gain control here, but that the protests have quickened the pace. Economist Kevin Choi sees that as part of a calculated strategy, exert heavy pressure as a threat to other companies.
After those two cases, I think business people kind of sort of realize that, oh, the Big Brother is watching us, so they're gonna more well behave, and then I don't think it's gonna be as big as, I mean, it's gonna like converge, and then people are gonna say similar things, and then they're gonna behave themselves.
The city was built by the British to trade with China and beyond, always in pursuit of bigger and better. Now some feel there could be a shift in how business is conducted here, now that politics is playing a bigger role. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.